gonna start. So, hi guys, my name is Catalystz. I'll be running Prince of Persia Sands of Time any %. I'm the current world record holder for this category. And, well, right at the start of the run, we do the first trick. It's like literally 3 seconds in. And it's cancelling a wall run in the top frames. And that causes the prince to actually run a little bit higher. So I can grab the first ledge. It's not really used throughout the run, it's just here at the start. Saves like 5-6 seconds. And here this little tricky jump. We trick the game into thinking we face the edge of the platform, and then we quickly turn and jump, and that causes the prince to jump even though he shouldn't. Here you're supposed to destroy this furniture with a sword, but you can run over it. So the first like 4 minutes of the run are pretty straightforward, but once we get the dagger of time, the fun part begins. So another furniture break by wall running, not a big deal. Also, if you guys are wondering what language is this, it's in Czech. I'm a native Czech guy, so it's in Czech because I was bored of English, but I've done a lot of runs, over 1100 resets, so I'm getting bored of Czech again, so I will change it to English really soon. So just a little platforming trick there, you know, skipping all the blocks you should normally go through. Rolling through water is faster, because normally you get really slow through water, so just easily rolling through, it's, yeah. So here's another little trick. If you run into the corner and then jump, you get zipped a little bit. That saves like a second, not really a big deal. So this is another skip. Normally you're supposed to do this room by jumping on pillars, but you can just use the auto aim like that and jump right on top of the ledge. And the reason why I changed the camera is because normally I would get a slow motion, which loses a lot of time, but switching the camera to landscape view and back cancels the slow-mo.
Byl to poklad, který jsem mohl přinést s pýchou jako trofej našeho vítězství. Jen kdybych se k ní mohl dostat.
So another little trick here. Normally you're supposed to go on the wall and then wall jump, but you can just jump diagonally like this if you don't screw it up. Okay, so now coming up, it's like one of the biggest skips in the game without zipping, which is like the thing that we will use throughout the run later. It skips a lot of platforming, but it's a really hard jump, so I might fail it a few times. We use this decoration over here. That was too low. I haven't done a run today yet, but we got it second try, that's all good. So now we're actually backtracking. You know, that's why the concrete just falls weirdly like this. And then right over there is the dagger, but we don't need to pick it. We just go near it, we hit a trigger, and the game now, because we're running, you know, from this direction, the game thinks that we are actually picked up the dagger and will act like it. A little wall run here, saves like 2 seconds, not a big deal. And well, now the magic starts. The true magic. So I don't know how familiar you are with this game, but you can rewind time by using your dagger. And this rewind system has its own memory, and this memory can be overloaded by a certain amount of little movements, and by overloading the memory, the game gets screwed up and accelerates every single move that you do before the actual zip. So I'll just go ahead and skip this fight. So I'll do 20 little steps here, a little bit of mouse wheel movement because I have mouse wheel bound, or like movement bound to mouse wheel, then rewind, and yeah, we just zip. Now, an action based zip, we do. Hold on. So I did a sword slash. So that's like a step forwards. Then I overloaded the memory, and now this gets actually the step from the sword slash got accelerated, and I skipped the whole room. I skipped the cutscene.
Opravdu jsem ji už někdy viděl? A nebo to byl přelud vyvolaný?
So if you do this correctly, we can use momentum strats here on these poles. Okay, now I'm gonna be picking this checkpoint. So I run into this cutscene, which I normally don't do, and now I'm gonna try to show you one of the hardest zips in the game to see how complicated they can get. I might not get it. It would not be a big deal. Yeah, I missed the area. That's alright though, but this is how complicated the zips can be, you know, doing side rolls to change the direction. And yeah, it's just not easy. The whole route is really optimized by now, and it's not an easy route. But the zips are very beginner friendly if you want to do just the simple ones, nothing complicated. We would have skipped this whole area if the zip would have worked. Oops. This can happen. Well, you have a rewind, you can just, you know, take back time. So these white things that I'm picking up fill my dagger sand tanks, so I can rewind more time. And by picking a certain amount of them, you get an extra sand tank, which we will need later in the route. So this is another crazy zip that hits a loading trigger. That's like on the other side of the wall here. And then we zip right to the loaded area. Oops, didn't hit the trigger. This can happen. I haven't done a run tonight, so it's a little bit sloppy, but the trigger is actually really small. So we now need to wait for a game over. And yeah, as I was saying, the only thing that limits zips are the loading triggers. You know, you need to hit the loading triggers to load the next areas. And that's the only thing that really limits us. The problem with side rolls is that they are very inconsistent in where you end up after the side roll. So that's exactly what happened there. I couldn't aim the whole thing properly. Okay, now it worked. So, here I need to die, because the next area is not loaded, and the fastest way to load it is by dying. Now, there are two ways of rewinding. One of them is just a simple rewind. You just hold the rewind button and rewind, you know, that's called slow rewind. And then there's another thing. If you hold the rewind button plus a movement button, you fast rewinds. You know, the rewind gets faster. And the difference between slow and fast rewinded zips is the distance. The fast rewinded zips... Sorry, I can't count and talk at the same time. The fast rewinded zips are approximately half distanced. So now we skipped like 5 minutes of gameplay. We skipped a pretty big puzzle that's really annoying. This was a very, very simple zip. Okay, so a little bit of a movement here. You know, you can just wall run here, not go onto the grabbable thing there. And yeah, doing the inputs, you can do the overloading inputs two ways. Either you do 22 steps, which is slower but precise. Can I save this? Yeah, it's okay. Wait, what did I just do? Oh my god, this is so bad. Well, whatever. So, I don't have any sense now, so I need to backtrack and to open up the doors and go a regular way. It loses like a minute, it's not a big deal. I screwed up the counting, so I did too big of a pauses. Also, hey, deloaded area.
Obrana paláce měla svou vlastní překroucenou logiku. Bylo ji možné obejít pomocí různých strategicky rozmístěných vypínačů, které jsem se brzy naučil rozpoznávat.
So the too many steps, and if you do too many steps, you actually you start moving a little bit forwards before the zip, and that screwed me up there. That's why I actually ended up being in the wall. Okay, now here's a little thing. You can skip a cutscene that's here if you go by the side here. Normally we zip through all this, but since I screwed up the zip, we have to do the zipless way. Up until the point where I pick the sand cloud, and we can continue as we normally would. Okay, and the second way of doing inputs is by mouse wheeling. So, as I was saying, I have move forwards and move backwards bound to mouse wheel, and that it's faster, but it's not as consistent. It's not as precise. So for the zips that are not as precise, we use mouse wheel because it's faster. But for precise zips, we need to use the 22 steps. So a jump here would get me too high, so I need to slash my sword in the air, and that causes a down zip to happen. Also, let's pick up a checkpoint here, just, you know, in case. So this little cutscene is a checkpoint. So as I was saying, slashing your sword in midair is a down zip. Jumping is a vertical. You know, we can do a backflip, we can do side rolls, we can pretty much zip in all 8 directions, or not 8. Yeah, 8. So now let's check out these enemies. Normally there's a fight supposed to be here, but since we actually skipped the trigger for the cutscene, the fight is not loaded and the enemies are just chilling. Oh wow. So yeah, now I need to hit a checkpoint trigger. And the problem with checkpoint triggers is the fact that you need to hit them. Like, you can't just fall through them, you need the perfect height and you need the perfect position. That's like the biggest problem with the checkpoint triggers. But there are not many of them, I think only 2. And we haven't found a way to hit one of them yet.
Nenechávej mě tady.
So, now because there are enemies around, and the game has a stupid auto-aim system, I need to do a no-input zip again through these doors. And now because we skipped a huge part of the game again, we need to die. This button is a checkpoint. So the fastest way to die is by just zipping, you know, out of bounds. So if you guys have any questions, I'm actually watching the chat. You can ask anything. So this zip, as you could see, I loaded the trigger mid-air to load the next area properly. Doing it that way and not the normal way skips a cutscene, which is right around here.
Co je to za místo?
Ach ne. Budeme muset najít cestu dolů až na samé dno.
And because you jump and then slash your sword during a down zip, you get 2 movements, as you could see here. I get... Oh, come on! Did that really happen? I'm failing way too many things than usual. This is like my worst marathon, not yet, but if we don't crash, it could be the best one, so... what's the current world record? It's by me, it's 47 minutes 20 seconds. But I'm still fishing for the perfect god run, which should be sub 45.
Co je to za místo?
Ach ne. Budeme muset najít cestu dolů až na samé dno.
I don't know why they're satanic. I have no clue. Favorite cereal? None in particular. Wow, did I just go too far again? Are you kidding me? Okay, I need to focus on the zip, okay? Like, I'm sorry for failing this twice, but we will do it now. Who found these zips? The guy was called BL. And it was found by accident. He found one with on YouTube. And he tried it in the Two Thrones. And it worked. And yeah, you can do zips in all 3 games of the Sans trilogy.
Ach ne. Budeme muset najít cestu dolů až na samé
Oh, come on, Farah. Why are you pushing me away? Yeah, Hanako actually runs this as well. He ran it at ESA, he's gonna be running it at SGDQ. Now that's more like it. Wow. No idea why I'll fail these previous 2 attempts. So little trick here. Just torpedo down here. And the fall damage from torpedo starts counting after you do the initial flip. So that's why you don't die from fall damage, else normally you would. Yes, this is a PC version indeed. You can do these zips on consoles as well, but consoles run on 30 FPS and PC runs on 60, and the more FPS you have, the more distance you get by zips. Frosted Flakes. So I overstepped here a little bit. to hit a trigger and we just crashed the game. What? Well, I don't know why, but every single time I'm streaming to a marathon, I crash in different places. You know, during my regular stream, I haven't crashed at all for like a while. But every time during a marathon, the game just crashes. But luckily, I have backup saves. I just have one more sands tank, so I'm not gonna be using that. It's not a rip run. The game is in Czech. It's because I'm a Czech native and I was bored of English when I started running. But yeah, I've never crashed here ever. But yeah, like during my first marathon run, I crashed twice. And during my second, I crashed once and again in a completely like new place which shouldn't ever crash. But yeah, overstepping that zip allowed me to hit a trigger which normally I wouldn't hit. Which I still don't really understand why. We have no idea why overstepping hits the trigger and not overstepping doesn't. But yeah. It's working, so let's not break it. So now I need to hit a trigger here. You could really see the loading trigger. Okay, this zip is a little bit dangerous, because if I go too close to the dolls, I don't spawn Farah with me, which is like the girl in red, which is a pretty annoying girl because she can just destroy your runs very easily. And since she's not here and the next area isn't loaded, we need to get ourselves again fastest way, zip out of bounds. Farah is here. All's good. Screw these scarabs. We don't need to kill them. RIP, Jack of Hearts Gaming. Wrecked. So now I need to wait so Farah doesn't actually block me during zipping, during the zip setup. Okay, so this is like the first useful roll zip. A fast rewinded roll is like a slow rewinded dagger, approximately. So now I need to die again. Because next area is not loaded. Now I need to be real fast, because if I'm not, the game can game over loop here, because Farah is supposed to be somewhere where she isn't. So I need to get to the next checkpoint as soon as possible. And we zip straight to the sword. I'm gonna rewind just for the lows here. Because I zipped into the cutscene, you can rewind in the cutscene and it does this. So now I need to die again to load the next area. And now coming up is one of the like hardest zips. It's not really a hardest zip of the game, but if you screw it up, it loses a lot of time. It's not run dead, but it could be. Also now, normally I'm supposed to get the 5th sand gland now. So I can use all 5 sand tanks. how did I get too low? Ah, that's sad. At least we got a fast game over, that's good. Okay, let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work, let's do a backup strat. It's a really hard zip because I need to switch fast and slow rewinds, and I also need to hit like a really, really small loading trigger. So hopefully this works. It did. Nice, we landed on the platform. So what I did the last time, I fast rewinded too early. So I fast rewinded the upwards motion of the second down zip. And that way I got too low. So now just a little zip to skip this area over here. So now I must not go close to these doors, because I need to keep the scarabs that are just wrecking me right now. There are 8 of them. And I need to hit a checkpoint after they're all killed. Also double hype. So now I'm gonna hit the checkpoint, because if I don't hit the checkpoint, the game will game over loop later. Or it would. Took me a while to figure out, but yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I took too long doing the zip. Come on. Good thing I took the checkpoint. Like, something was wrong here. I couldn't reset the camera. Don't know why. Okay, now it's reset. Yeah, the game is confused and accelerates every single move you've done before the zip. Before the overload. This was only found in late January this year, so it's a really new thing. And the runs before that were huh? Why? This game is confusing. Okay, let's try one more time. If it doesn't work, we need to load a backup save. But yeah, at the time, the world record before zips were found was 1 hour 41 minutes, and now it's 47 minutes. Not 1 hour 47 minutes. So I don't know why I game over that. It's yeah, it's a mystery. Ah, I probably know. I went into the wrong place here. Like, what I'm doing here is a marathon route. It's not the fastest route that I use normally. But doing the fastest route, it's risky as hell, because if you fail one zip, it's pretty much run dead. So that's why I don't use this route anymore. So I kind of forgot a little bit of stuff. Okay, so now we zip here. Pick up the sample, because we have none. And now I'm gonna be killing myself again, because we need to load the next area. Yeah, there's the zipless category. The world record is 1 hour 29 minutes 40. And that world record is like, what, day or two old? And I'm gonna be running zipless as well, just at a later point of time. I want to get sub 45 in this category first. I was running zipless like 3 years ago, then I quit the game, and when I saw the zips were found, I came back. So now coming up is the hardest zip of the whole run. So let me do it, then I'll explain. it worked! Awesome. So I need to hit a trigger with those 3 dagger zips. And I need to do a side roll in like a certain angle, and then get a backflip to get like backwards. So what am I doing? And then I need a vertical to get up here. So we hit a trigger. Ooh, that wasn't even close, baby. And yeah, that zip skips like a huge portion of the game. How did I get into speedrunning? I watched one of the GDQs because Metal Gear Solid was run, and I absolutely love the game. It's like my favorite series. Also, wait a minute. I'll get back to the topic later. Ooh, what's this? Where's the prince? Where did he go? Where is he? What's going on? Okay, that cell was totally retarded. Okay, so just ignore that and accept that we have invisible prince. So basically we zipped through a cutscene in which Prince rips his sleeve off, and the game can't find the right textures because we didn't go through the cutscene. That's all there is to it. So it just turns Prince invisible. So here we zipped into waterfall. This little jump on the log skips a cutscene. And now I'm gonna do another zip that's like unique, and then I'm gonna explain it. Should be good. Okay, all is good, nice. So, jumping on the ledges, like that, creates an invisible ledge on which you can walk, and jumping gets you a down zip, so we just skipped the whole caves area by the zip. And so yeah, back to the topic of when I got to speedrunning. So, Metal Gear Solid is probably my favorite series of all time. And I saw on Twitch, you know, one of the runs, and I was like, hey, what the hell? How does Metal Gear have so many viewers? So I saw the run, I started running, it was fun. Then I stopped for like 2-3 years, and now I get back. So this zip needs a little bit of a precise setup. But we are all good. So now we go into the safe. Because we need a checkpoint. We skipped all the checkpoint triggers, so we need a checkpoint, so we just go ahead, save here. And now we need to kill ourselves again. Because, well, the next area is not loaded, so... Also, rip Invis Prince. Oh, I tried to do one fancy thing here. Didn't happen. Well, who cares? So now I'm just gonna jump, you know, on these pylons. Normally I zip through them, but I don't really want to do it in marathon because sometimes the zip can go wrong. Okay, now here is another pretty hard zip. Also, I got the 6th tank. I'm not gonna be using it because I normally wouldn't have it. And now this is a little bit of a risky zip. It's inconsistent because it has 3 down zips, and I need to switch fast and slow rewind. So sometimes it just gets a little bit wonky. So let's just hope it doesn't get wonky this time. It didn't. Awesome. We just skipped this whole platforming area. Did I say pylons? I meant pillars. So now, at the end of this tunnel here, there's the cutscene. Who likes cutscenes? No one gives a crap about cutscenes, right? Let's just zip straight through it. Like, who even plays games for stories, right? So a good indicator, so like, let me explain the vertical zip a little bit more. If I hold vertical zip too long, I'm gonna die from fall damage. So I need to stop right at the right time. So that's why I'm not dying from fall damage. And the good indicator that helps me, you know, stop the rewind is the camera change. Because if you jump, you could really clearly see it. The camera changes in the rewinds, and that's when I just stop holding. A lot of people, well, 3 people regularly run zipless now. But they were all, like, one of them is a new guy, and the 2 of them, 2 of my friends, were trying for sub 130. And yeah, like a day ago, Tokaloni one got it. So that category is probably going to be a little bit dead soon, because sub 130 is a pretty damn good run. Can still get improved, but it's a pretty damn good run. Okay, now I zip through these doors. I skip a fight trigger. Normally enemies are supposed to be here, but they are not, so I can just freely zip forwards again. Now, who would open these doors? Let's zip right through them. So coming up will be a really cool zip that hits a trigger that's actually beneath the ground. Not this one. This is just a regular dagger zip. Skips a wall. So we hit one trigger here. And now I'm gonna hit a trigger that's actually beneath the ground, which is like really funny. Like, why did they put it beneath the ground? Yeah, it's in check. So now we do downwards, forwards once, forwards twice, we're beneath the ground. Oh, come on. And as we went up, we hit the trigger, hopefully. Yeah, we sure did, because we were standing here, so... It was just a little bit weird. But we have just enough sand tanks to continue, so... So now... How? Why would it crash there? Never before has this happened again. Has this happened? Okay. It's okay, like, safe is just like... Safe is right at the thing, you know? Yeah, I can do it here, because it's a marathon. But... Normally, in a real run, if I fail a zip, it's run dead. Because I won't have enough sandstones. Pretty much every sand tank is used. Why am I using Czech? There's no difference, it's just that I'm Czech native, so... I was bored of English voiceover. Also, we were supposed to end up here after the zip that crashed the game. So, we're back. Yeah, pretty much, Peanut. Like, Ubisoft makes awesome games, but they just need a little bit more beta testing. Okay. So now I have a lot of sand tanks. I'm normally supposed to have 5, so I'm gonna be using 5 of them, so I don't cheat. And now coming up is like a really, really cool zip. that uses dropping down from a pole. So I'm on the pole, I drop down and I zip that motion. Oh, how did I get out of bounds? I don't know. That was weird. Oh, come on. I didn't do enough mouse wheels there. I'm gonna use the sword here, let's see what happens. Okay, this was good. Okay, I'm gonna keep on using the sword. Like, I don't know why the dagger fell though. No idea. So as you can see, next area, not loaded. Need to kill ourselves. Again.
Dobře, vem to tou štěrbinou.
So normally I would do a crazy zip here, but... Oh, come on. Okay, I need to do a crazy zip. No, there's no jump. Aim in mid-zip. And it again has a fast rewind, slow rewind switch, and we end up right in this corner. So now we shouldn't have any sand tanks, because I screwed up, and we should have 5 of them. So the solution to this is backtrack over here, hit a checkpoint. Normally I need to backtrack there anyways, because loading trigger. And I'm gonna actually go ahead and kill myself, and that spawns enemies. I can kill these enemies, get... Oh, come on. Are you serious? I said die, Prince! Why are you not dying? Do I need to go... Oh, I need to go upwards. But yeah. I don't wanna cheat, guys, so... What the heck? Ah? What?
Ne, ne.
Holy... What? So this is something that has never ever happened to anyone before. So you guys just saw something completely new. Oh, come on. This guy wrecking me. Okay, let's kill this guy, let's get the sand tank that we need. So now we have 1. Okay, we just zip through here, you know, and now we can continue. So if I didn't have to die there, I would just zip straight in here, you know, using dagger zip, not a no input. But yeah, like, what the hell was that? That was just, you know, it was a regular gameplay, you know, I wasn't using any glitches or anything, and the game just freaked out, like, are you serious, Ubisoft? What the hell? Okay. So now we're gonna be picking up this sand cloud. A little zip that skips annoying enemies, because they can block you in certain ways and they can just get annoying. So we jump into this cutscene. And coming up is a zip that, like, before this zip was found by me and Toka, this area was like the biggest run killer in the whole route. Because we used an inconsistent wall run zip that is not used anywhere anymore. And by wall running you get a down zip and you create an invisible wall. so you can jump off the invisible wall and not take fall damage.
Vězení. V paláci mého otce bylo úplně stejné. Nikdy jsem
And yeah, it was a frame perfect zip. Good thing we don't use it anymore. Instead, we found that using fall down zips actually works, even though it switches fast and slow rewind. So it's not as easy, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Trust me. So. Okay, we end up here in the health upgrade room, which is like the freaking lifesaver. You know, the thing that it's there, you can end up there after the down zip. It's really cool. So let's pick up the sand cloud, just for safety purposes. You don't normally need it. Okay, coming up is a really hard zip, but I found a new setup for it, so it should work properly.
Byl jsem tak blízko, že jsem se jich mohl dotknout. Kde byli ti muži, kteří se živili pokládáním otázek, aby získali odpovědi pro svého krále, co po nich tak toužil. Jestli vůbec nějaké existovaly. Nakonec si potkal stejný osud.
Should be good, because we need to... Oh, I didn't... Oh, I got it. Nice. Because we need to switch the fast and slow rewind again, but there's like almost no time. It's almost pretty much a frame perfect zip, but I haven't really failed it in a while. Usually, like, my runs fail. You know where I crashed for the first time in Zoo. So up till that point, it's really hard to get the run going, but after that I pretty much will record every run. That was a joke, but yeah. So double rolls it because the bridge is big enough. Okay, so and now we are supposed to have Farah with us. And because she's not here, we need to get her here somehow. Easiest way, just run into this cutscene. You see her having party somewhere in the air. Game overs in this cutscene, and magically Farah is back here. So in this elevator, there would be like if regular play, there would be like the hardest fight of the game, very long fight. But we can just do a triple vertical to completely skip it. It's a huge jump. But yeah, as you can see, I'm hitting the triggers here. Load the next area. End up in here. Okay, so now I hit an interesting trigger here. And hopefully, let me set this up properly. Hopefully this works, because it's really cool. What did I just do? Where did I zip? Oh, a cutscene trigger. So I zipped very far away into like an area that is loaded in this cutscene. And there's a cutscene trigger that I loaded by going like near that little elevator. And I hit the cutscene trigger by following through it. So this this cutscene is like almost 3 minutes long, so if there are any donations you could read, then go ahead. If there are not, I'll just keep talking.
There aren't any donations right now, or at least from last I checked. So yeah, you can continue talking about the game if you want.
Okay. So yeah, there are 3 main categories for this game. Or I would say 2. Any percent and zipless any percent. Zipless any percent world record is 1 hour 29 minutes 40 seconds. Any percent world record is 47 minutes 20 seconds. There's one more category that's 100%,
Ne.
but there's only like one runner that has done it. I have worked on it. I have
Čest a slávu.
reworked the route, and I should probably get a run that would be like around 15 minutes faster. I just want to get sub 45 in any percent, and then I'll hop on to 100% world record hunt. Zipping works in in the whole Sands trilogy. You know, you can zip in Warrior Within and the Two Thrones as well. Warrior Within is really broken. The world record is like 24 minutes.
Musí být způsob, jak se odsud dostat.
And the Two Thrones is a little bit longer. It is like 1 hour and 40 minutes long. No, it's 1 hour 29 minutes as well, I think. And yeah, what else is there to say? Well, when I got back to this game, I saw the world record on Reddit. It was 1 hour 7 minutes, and I was like, what the hell? How did it get down by 40 minutes, you know?
Dokázala si to. Neuvěřitelné.
And so I checked it on Reddit. I found zips were a thing, and I really liked it, so I just started running, and after a week of running, I was able to snap the world record. Unfortunate thing was that my recording got, you know, corrupted, so it was an unofficial one. I never claimed it to be a world record. And the next week, so 2 weeks after I have started running this game, I got the next world record. And then another week after it, I got the first sub 1 hour time of all the runners. Then I lost this Spreki for like a day, and then got it back, and held it ever since. The runners are really like not picking up this category, because not only is it hard, but if you fail one zip, it's run dead, so you need to grind a lot. But I have no problem with grinding, so I just keep on running this game. Okay. So, now we're gonna zip into an area which is very, very far. Yet it is still loaded. We still hit the lowering trigger. Somehow, someway. And we end up in the tomb here. And normally you lose a dagger. There's a cutscene where Farah just, you know, steals the dagger from you. So normally you're not supposed to have dagger here, and you're not supposed to rewind. However, because we zipped here, we still have the dagger, and we can still rewind and zip in the endgame. The biggest problem is, if you run into a cutscene, except for this one, if you run into any cutscene, or if you die, you lose the dagger. You know, you respawn at checkpoint, you lose the dagger, and it's pretty much run dead. So I need to be very, very careful here. Okay, so let's get full sand tanks. Good thing that I have extra sands now, because if I fail a zip, I really want to show you the endgame. It's really cool. So if I fail it, I can rewind again. So good thing I have these extra rewinds. The skips to save time. Yeah, and the zipless route is really broken as well. It's not only like the zips are not in there, obviously, but it uses a rewind trick. That's a glitch, or like it uses a glitch that's called rewind trick. And basically, if you rewind twice in the same time, you redo the action you have done. So if you jump and then rewind back to the start of the jump twice, you jump again. And that's the trick that's used in Zipless, and it's really broken. It's a cool category as well. So there's a cutscene here on this bridge, so we need to zip through it. What the hell? Prince was getting pretty aggressive there. Alright, so Now just a little bit of a tricky platforming, and coming up is also one of the really cool zips in the game that are also... What did I just do? They are also very hard. So let's set this up properly. It looks really cool. Oh, I might die now. Oh, I did. Okay, can I get back? Can I save this? Okay, so now the whole area is deloaded. I'm gonna use the extra sense, it's end of the run anyways. Oh, what did I just do? So yeah, the area is deloaded, but we can still zip up there. Oh, can I... Oh, okay, we popped out, good. So now we hit a trigger here. This is the second last zip of the game. So the hard thing about that backflip zip is the fact that you need to cancel the rewind in a fast rewind for the vertical, and that's really hard. The timing is really tight. So this is the last death of the run, hopefully, to load the next area. So as you can see now, I don't have the dagger. There are no sand clouds. No sand tanks. There's gonna be only like 2 areas coming up. Wow. So I've said this several times already, but I haven't ever crashed here. There's no reason to crash here. We just killed ourselves to load the checkpoint. Everything is fine, and yet we still crash. So what's the save that we need to load? This one. So yeah, I'm right here, you know, before the last zip. What? What the hell was that? Prince, just please cooperate, okay? Thank you. So I'm gonna be doing the zipless route here, because the game just keeps on crashing for no reason. But yeah, at least you get to see how much we skipped by that one vertical zip. Yeah, it probably doesn't. I wanted to do some runs, but... well, I'll think about it. Probably keep on watching the marathon, because there are some awesome games coming up, so you definitely should keep tuned. Okay, and right now this is the platform where we committed the suicide. So we skipped a lot of stuff actually by the one zip, which we had to do again because crashes, but yeah. Okay, no crash this time. What am I doing? Okay. So now coming up is the last fight of the game. Nice up the promotion. Yeah, this is like the only fight that we really have to do. We can't skip. There is a theory for a skip trigger, but it's like really far away. And I would have to do a lot of testing, you know, trying to hit it. And if it doesn't work, then I never know if I'm just not hitting it or the trigger itself is not working, so... Hey, Farah is dead. Finally. Finally she can't screw up the runs. Especially in Ziplas, she can be a bitch. Ouch. Okay, last fight. What? Nice damage boost. Oh, a triple kill, that was cool. Okay, can you come closer? So the fastest way to kill these guys is to just torpedo them off the wall. I'm really happy you got to see the damage boost. That's again another thing that can happen if you just play through casually. Good beta testing, Ubisoft. Wow, quadra kill. Awesome. Pretty much legendary now. Wow, this fight. Normally usually they block all of your normal sword attacks, but for some reason this fight is really good. The world record has a pretty good good fight as well, but this would probably be even faster. Okay, I don't like fighting here. Come on, stop dodging my stuff. Thank you. Is this? Ouch! Is this really the last guy? Yeah, that was freaking fast. Nice to see. Okay, so now just two last cutscenes and then we skip the previous year. We don't give a crap about the final boss. He's just an old man, you know, we don't give a crap. So time is gonna be soon, so get ready on that one.
Vaše výsosti, pro vaši bezpečnost navrhuji, abyste utekla. Toho vetřelce si podám. Bohyně, ochraňuj!
Does this work? Time. So yeah. This was Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. We just then go ahead, follow me here on Twitch. I run the whole Pop trilogy and I stream pretty often. Then I would like to give a couple of shoutouts. Epic Dude Guy, Tokaloni Ones, FreeRMJ, Hinafu, Eneko. Those guys made this run possible, all of the things that they have contributed. You know, it wouldn't be possible without them. And yeah, that's basically all from me. Thanks a lot for watching, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot. What's the time again? That's amazing considering all the crashes. I think 4 of them. Yeah, had it not been for the crashes, it would have been sub 1 easy. But yeah, thanks for having me, man. Good luck with the marathon itself. And see you later, dude.
User disconnected from your channel.
Right, okay, that was Prince of Persia. Now we will begin to set up for the next game, so if you give it the chance, we'll